Okay, we're going to run through a little series for tired legs. So, this has come at the request of somebody who does a lot of walking during the day, and she would like to know at the end of the day how to do some lovely stretches to relieve tired legs in the evening. So, let's make a start down on the mat. You're going to come into a lying position on your back and just take a moment to rest there. Have a little bend in your legs. Just let everything sink down into the mat. Let your collarbones widen. Let your jaw relax. And then when you're ready, bring your knees in towards your chest. So you're going to bring one knee in and then the other knee in. Give them a nice pull. So you're getting a little bit of a stretch through your bum and your lower back here, and the point where your hamstrings insert into your bottom. And then from here, can you just circle through your ankles? Go back the other way. Good, just circling. Trying to get the blood flowing. And come to rest there. We're going to keep one knee in towards your chest and stretch the other leg out long on the mat. I'm just going to slide back a little bit, actually. And then give that leg a really good pull. So you'll feel more of an intense stretch down the back of your leg here. You also get a bit of a stretch through the front of your hip. And then if you're happy to, you can circle that knee round a little bit. Not everyone likes this. And I know that when I had a cartilage tear in my hip, the idea of circling my hip like this would make me feel a little bit sick. So only do that if you're happy and you know you haven't got any issues with your hips. Now that mine has been fixed, I can circle this hip. You can bring your leg across a little bit and out a little bit. That feels nice. And then come back to center. You're going to hold on behind your leg now and stretch that leg up to the ceiling. You might find that if you've got really stiff, tired legs, you can't get a straight leg. But don't worry about that. This is what it's for. So just as straight as you can get it. Actually, my legs are really stiff today. It's not the best position for me. But that's what we're going to work on. So when you've got that mild stretch in the back of your legs, can you just flex and point your foot really gently? And again, this is all about getting blood flowing, but also with your leg up like this, then you're draining all that fluid that might have accumulated at your ankles, in your feet, helping the blood flow back to your heart with a little bit of gravity and also some movement here. Take an inhale there. As you exhale, see if you can straighten your leg a little bit more, maybe bring it in towards your chest a little bit more. You still want a mild stretch in the back of your leg, and then you could very gently flex and point. So if you've got a stronger stretch on the back of your leg there, it's going to be harder to flex and point. So don't force it. Good, come to rest there. Bring your knee back towards your chest and pop that foot down. And swap onto the other side, so bring your other knee in. Stretch out long through that first leg, and that'll be a nice stretch for your hip there. And then you can circle through that leg. Circle through your hip. Make the circle as big or as small as you like. A nice one to do while you're maybe listening to some soothing music or watching a bit of Poldark or something. So it's a no-brainer kind of session, this one. You just follow along. Give that leg a good pull to stretch that insertion point of your hamstring into your bottom. And then when you're ready, hold on behind your leg, stretch that leg up to the ceiling. So we're aiding that blood flow back down towards your heart. It's going to be hard for the blood flow to flow back into your feet. But for the moment, we're thinking about draining any fluid that may have accumulated in your feet and ankles throughout the day. And then flex and point the foot and flex and point. I find this really satisfying. Take an inhale there. And as you exhale, see if you can straighten your leg a little bit more, or maybe bring it a bit more in towards your chest, whatever it takes just to bring that stretch on just a tiny bit more in the back of your leg, and then very gently flex and point. So it's quite a nice idea as well, if you just want to maybe not stretch but just rest, is to lie down with your feet up against a wall and allow all the fluid to drain from your feet and ankles. That's a nice way to relieve tired legs. Come to rest there. Bring that knee back in towards your chest. Have a little pull there. And then pop that foot down. So from here, we're going to stretch out through your glutes. So take a bend in both legs. This is a stretch we do so often because it's so good. So a figure 4 stretch. So bring one ankle over the other knee and then open up through that knee. You might want to stay there. You'll feel a stretch in the outside of your hip. If you want to, you could bring it all in towards your chest. Stretch out through your bum. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, bring that stretch on a bit more. And then relax that foot down there. Keep your legs crossed. Can you cross your leg over completely like you're sitting at a tea party? And then bring your arms out into a T position. We're just going to rock your legs from side to side. Getting a bit of lower back stretch. And then can you bring your legs all the way down to one side? And you should feel a bit more of a stretch in your lower back there. Bring your legs back up to the middle and pull them down the other side. So your ankle on that top leg is pulling your knee down in the other leg. Take a look in the opposite direction. Get some rotation through your spine. Relax through your shoulders. So I'm feeling this in my hip, a bit the front of my tummy here, and in my lower back. Use your tummy to bring it all back to center, and let's cross over to the other side. So start off with your figure 4. So one ankle over the knee. You can stay there if you want to. You can push on that knee if you want to open up through your hip, or you can bring it all in towards your chest. This is the side that I had surgery on, and so it doesn't come in very far, and I have to hold on to this foot for fear of it pinging off. I've just got a little bit of restriction in my hip. But you might be able to bring it all in a bit further, and you might not have to hang on to your ankle for dear life to keep it there. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, pull that stretch on a tiny bit more if you're able to, and relax into that. Remember to keep your jaw and your shoulders relaxed. Good, pop your foot down there, cross your legs completely, arms into a T, then you're just going to rock your legs from side to side again. As you do that, you do want a little bit of engagement in your tummy. So you're just protecting your back and controlling that movement with your legs, the movement of your legs rather. And then bring your legs all the way down to one side. Have a little stretch there. Again, I'm feeling that in my lower back, outside of my hip. Relax your chest and your jaw. Then come back up to the middle and use this top leg to pull your other knee down, getting a stretch again through the other side into your lower back. Relax down into that there. Good, and come back up to center. Unhook your legs. Let's have a little roll onto your side and then up into a seated position. Just going to bring your legs out in front into a kind of straddle or a V position. So you choose how wide you go with your legs. You might be able to go much wider than me. I'm just going to move my microphone. And then from here, can you take a little hinge forwards at the hips? Bring your arms forwards and get that stretch in your inner thigh here. If you prefer, you could hold onto your feet and give yourself a little pull forwards. So we're stretching through the back of your leg and your inner thighs. Take an inhale there. As you exhale, either reach a little bit further or pull on your feet just a tiny bit more. And grow nice and tall. I'm going to come into a cross-legged position if that's okay for your legs. If you have any issues with your knees, maybe miss this one out, particularly if you have any issues on the inside of your knees here. And then from here, you're just going to fold forwards. And what you should feel is a really nice stretch in the outside of your hips here. I find this one really satisfying. I feel like I could say that about every stretch though. And I find this one so satisfying, and this one. Lean a little bit further forwards, as long as your knees are okay. And then grow nice and tall. You're going to swap your feet over so the other foot's in front. And then take a little fold forwards. Stretch out through the outside of those hips. So we've stretched the back of your legs. We've tried to get the blood flowing, reduce any inflammation in your ankles and your feet. Stretch the inner thigh, the hips, the bum, lower back. So all we've got left is the hip flexors, so the front of your hips now. So grow nice and tall there. Let's just come into a lying position on your side or on your front. On your front, I bit my tongue. Bring your foot back towards your bum. Drive your hips forwards. Get a lovely stretch through your quad. And then when you've adapted into that position, push your hips forward a little bit more and bring that stretch up from your quad, so from your thigh up into your hip. And relax there. Roll onto your front if you're not already onto it. Bring your foot back towards your bum. Stretch through the front of your thigh. Now you can do a kneeling hip flexor stretch where we're sort of in a lunge position, so one knee on the mat, one foot down, and drive your hips forwards if you don't like being in this position. I know not everyone likes this, pulling the foot back towards the bum. Drive your hips forwards into the mat. You can even squeeze through that same bum cheek to help bring on that stretch. And relax down there. Push up to seated. And you're all stretched out and done. I really hope that was helpful. Do give me any feedback. Or if you have any lovely stretches that you always go to that I don't know about, then please do send them in.